So in the wire wrapped crystal kit, you had a couple of things. You had a length of the sort of plasticky cord. I thought you could use that if you wanted to make a necklace. There's some sort of a rock or stone in there, and you also have a couple lengths of thin and slightly thicker wire. You can do this in any way that you want. I'm just going to show you how I did mine. And so this is one that I finished and put on a cord as a necklace. And then I've also got one that isn't quite done yet, but I did wrap the little stone. So for me, I really like to do this sort of swirl to start. I think it just makes it easier, and it's kind of a cool little decoration. But again, you can do it however you want. So I'm just going to curl this piece of wire. I'm gonna find something to curl it around. I happen to have some needle nose pliers, so I'm just gonna use that to curl it around. You can use a pencil, a pen, something thin that you can easily wrap. So I'm just gonna wrap it around a couple of times around the point of the pliers, and then I'm gonna pull it off and sort of flatten that down, because it's kind of sticking up off itself. We don't really want that. We just kind of want to flatten it down. So I'm just going to shift it a little bit and push down until I've got a flat surface. I'm going to take that little twirl and put it right in the middle of my stone, and I'm going to hold onto it with my finger and just wrap that wire around this stone. And then on the back side, after I've wrapped it around a couple times, on the back side, I'm going to shift back side, and then I'm going to hold those pieces of wire down with my thumb and come down around the bottom side of that swirl. So I want that swirl to be in the middle. And it's kind of fussy. You kind of have to move your fingers in some odd ways, but ultimately it looks pretty cool. So again, I'm just gonna hold these ridges down with my finger, and then on the back side, twist it again until I have sort of a cool pattern or play on what I'm doing. And you can wrap it as many times as you want to. You can wrap it until it's totally covered, just however you think it looks great. It's totally up to you. You're gonna be the one wearing it, I guess, unless you give it as a gift, but use your imagination. So that's pretty much good enough for me. I think that looks pretty cool. And so I think I'm gonna make this a pendant, so I'm gonna put it on that cord as a necklace. So to do that, I find it easiest to put my finger down, flip it over, and then take that wire on the back side, and I'm just gonna create a loop that I can put that pendant in, or that piece of thread in, so that it hangs from the stone. And I'm just gonna twist this around a couple of times. And I have these fancy wire cutters. You don't need fancy wire cutters. This is such a thin piece of wire that you can use a regular pair of scissors. So just snip that off, and then I'm gonna tuck that little bit of wire back down and around some of these other pieces of wire that I wrapped previously. And that's just gonna kind of reinforce that loop so that it will hang comfortably off the stone. Just twist it a couple of times again. And I just got a little loose, but there. You have it. I might just take this little loop and slide it through again. Just kind of make this look a little different, make it look how I think looks best. And then I'm just gonna put that piece of plastic string through the loop I created, and you'll have a little necklace. And so if you don't want it to be a necklace, you can, instead of making that loop on the back side and putting it on the plastic string, you can take that, the rest of that wire, because I gave you a pretty long piece, I gave you a couple pieces, you can even double up on them. You can, instead of making that loop on the back side, you can just keep going on either side of the stone, and you're just gonna loop it around and through a couple of times, and then that can be a ring. If you've got like a pin back, place a pin back on the back side of it and make it a little pin. It's really up to you and your imagination how you want to do it. I just provided you with the pieces, and you can provide the imagination to do the rest. So again, this is the one that I just did. Nice and simple. I did this one a few days ago. Again, pretty simple. And last but not least was the very first one that I did. And so they're all different shapes, different sizes. You got a variety of colors in your kits. So send us pictures. We want to see what you've done. And the Beanstack activity code for this kit is Garnet. Garnet, Garnet. All right, hope you had fun. See you next time.